Hello and welcome to another episode of Erongo Talk. I'm your host, Iréne-Mari van der Walt, and in today's episode, we'll be joining you from the museum in Swakopmund. So today, Fire Chief in Walvis Bay, Basson, will be sharing some fire prevention tips with us, as we know that wintertime comes with a lot of fires due to candles and heating elements as such. As always, I will be bringing you your news, weather and tides, so stay with us. In today's news, our first story reads, Swakopmund. So this is about a gardening project that the municipality of Walvis Bay and Good Food Namibia started. So 150 residents of the Erongo region were assisted. So these residents are from Walvis Bay, Swakopmund and Iréne-Mari. So Namibia is estimated to import about 65% of its food needs. And in the time of COVID-19, food security has become a very big issue for especially Walvis Bay residents and residents of the Erongo region. So obviously this project aims to curb or to assist in food security. So those that will benefit received seedlings, compost and other basic necessities for gardening to create their own gardens and thus aid them in food security. So mechanisms were put in place to monitor this project and to see that if they are doing well, and those that are doing well will receive more seedlings and more aid to eventually grow their gardens. So those who are interested can send an email to lkutsia@walvisbaycc.org.na, obviously via email, all lower caps. Then we have a second story, Inwoners bekommerd. So this is about a quarantine facility in Walvis Bay that the Walvis Bay residents are not too happy about. So the National Youth Centrum has been identified as a quarantine facility for COVID-19 patients, but the Minister of Health and Social Services, Shangula, noted that these people are not people who have tested positive for the virus. These are people who have tested for the virus and are still awaiting results. But he could not confirm whether or not there are persons currently in the facility. The mayor of Walvis Bay, Herman Hornep, has said that to his knowledge, there are no people currently in the facility, as he has not received any official communication on that. Minister Shangula advised asking Anna Jonas, the regional health director, whether or not there are people in the facility, but questions to Anna Jonas went unanswered. So we know that there has currently been a petition started by Walvis Bay residents for this to not be a quarantine facility, given that the restrictions for Walvis Bay and its neighboring towns at the coast are different, because Swakopmund houses positive COVID-19 cases, and positive COVID-19 cases have been found in Swakopmund and Walvis Bay, but not in Walvis Bay, so they fear the risk of COVID-19 in Walvis Bay. A lot of them say that it is not about the quarantine facility as such, but there have been medical professionals who work at the quarantine facility and are to assist patients in the quarantine facility, and they've been made at home at a house in town. So the issue here with this specific house is apparently there is a old age home right next to the house, and across the house there is a unit for persons with Alzheimer's, and apparently the entire street that they live in houses mainly old people and elderly people who have been said to be the most vulnerable for the COVID-19 virus. Another COVID-19 related story, Namdok employee tests positive for COVID-19. So Namdok confirmed that one of its employees tested positive for COVID-19. The employee in question was sent for testing on 23 June, and the results were received over the weekend. The sick employee works in one of Namdok's less active and less populated operational areas and is in stable condition. The Acting Chief Executive Herita Muyoba said, in swiftly going public with this notification, it must be made clear that it is not Namdok's intention to cause any undue panic or alarm. We also wish to reassure the community that we are doing everything in our power to mitigate any further risk to our employees, suppliers, clients, and the greater Walvis Bay community. So Namdok was closed yesterday and will remain closed today for the sanitation of all services, facilities, and equipment. An immediate contact tracing procedure has been initiated. Namdok said that it has created and funded a private quarantine facility and its employees for this eventuality, while non-employees will be accommodated at the state quarantine facility. In Walvis Bay news, luckily not COVID-19 news this time, Maersk made history last weekend at the port of Walvis Bay when they broke their own African record for reefer lifts on a single vessel. Reefers are containers that carry cargo, fresh cargo like meat, fish, and citrus and fruit. A record of 334 live reefers were lifted at the port of Walvis Bay when the Santa Rosa docked at the offshore container terminal in Walvis Bay on 21 June. Maersk and Safmarine accounted for 1,326 of the 1,763 reefers, beating their previous record of 1,244. Santa Rosa sailed from Walvis Bay carrying 1,763 live reefers, primarily filled with South African fruit, beating the previous record of 1,682. The vessel is a 300-meter container ship built in 2011 and sailing under the flag of Denmark. It arrived from Port Elizabeth en route to Spain, where it is expected to arrive on the 1st of July. And that is your news for today.
We are in the company of Walvis Bay Fire Chief, Mr. Dennis Basson. How are you, Chief?
Very well, thank you, Otis, for having me.
It's a pleasure, Chief. Chief, you are not a happy man at all. What happened yesterday evening?
Not at all. This is this time of the year where the fire brigade are experiencing some problems with fires. It's winter, people trying to warm them up. They make open fires. They take even these open fires, they put it in containers, and then they take it into shacks and into houses, which is very dangerous.
Yes.
You know, anything that burns gives off some gases, which is very bad for people. People can faint, they can smother to death because of these toxic gases. So it is very unsafe for people to take open containers and make fires into it and then take it into their houses.
Yes.
To come back to what happened, our recent fires in Walvis Bay, shacks were involved, and we experienced that the bystanders make themselves guilty by behaving intolerantly. They also misbehave. Like last night, I was even attacked by one of the bystanders, and I must say we are not happy with this.
Yes.
The fire members will from now on act upon these people. They will be charged according to the Fire Brigades Act.
Yes.
And people can get a fine up to $10,000, and even they can be sent in prison.
Yes.
So people, I urge people to really behave and be tolerant and give the firefighters a fair chance to do their job.
Yes.
As I said, it is this time of the year, it's cold in Walvis Bay, and I want all the residents of Walvis Bay to adhere to these hints that I'm going to give them today.
Yes.
Please, people at home, when you are making food, stay in the kitchen. Don't go and follow a program on the TV and then run back to the kitchen to complete your cooking. Stay in your kitchen. Then don't put toys of your kids close to heaters. I'm not in favor of heaters in houses, but if you do have a heater, make sure that you put it in a safe place, and also keep the toys of the children away from these heaters.
Yes.
Then, if you make a fire, if you cook, please, if your pot overcooks and it is up in flames, the first thing is to put off the source. That is to put the stove off, or put the gas stove off, whatever you use.
Yes.
Put the leaf back on the pot, and then never ever throw water in a pot. You can use a towel or a blanket, whatever, just to cut off the oxygen and to cut off the flames.
Yes.
Then, when it comes to candles, please make sure, people who are using candles, please make sure that before that you put the candle out, because people might fall asleep and then that candle can cause a lot of problems. This is what has happened recently, and a lady has lost her life.
Yes.
Very important. Then I would also like to tell people that electrical cords is a big problem in houses. People are overloading electrical cords, and they have too many devices plugged in on the cords. They get overloaded, they heat up. The flags are surrounding these cords starts melting down, and that is how this cords can catch fire. What we also experience is that people do not know the emergency number, which is 08922. This is the number of our control room. You can, by all means, any emergency in Walvis Bay, call 081922. They will inform the fire brigade and we will respond accordingly. If your clothing catches fire, please make sure that you're out of the danger zone. You stop. That means if you would have run, you would have dragged in more oxygen. And you can create a bigger fire.
Yes.
If you stop, you prevent that. You drop down to the ground, and when you roll over, you smother the flames.
Yes.
This is something very, very important for someone whose clothing has catch.
Fire brigade operate.
Okay, yes. The Walvis Bay Fire Brigade consists of 11 permanent firefighters, and then we have 19 volunteers.
Yes.
So, but we are responding on a 24-hour basis, but we are not in the fire station for 24 hours.
Yes.
That means that we are not working on a 3-shift system, but we work as from 8 o'clock until 1700,
Yes.
and then from there we are available right through 24/7.
Yes.
Yes, we have 11 guys, permanent firefighters, and the volunteers are well trained. Some of them have services up to 25 years at the fire brigade. So yes, I think Walvis Bay has a very competent
Okay,
team.
what does it take to become a firefighter?
To start off firstly with our permanent firefighters, they need to have a matric certificate. They must have 25 points. They must be in the service for at least the last 5 years before we enroll them by the Walvis Bay municipality. They must have a firefighter 2 certificate. They must be well trained on the medical side. Yes, this is our requirements. And then for our voluntary team, this person must have a job. This person must have a car to respond to the fire brigade. This person must be physically fit, and they must have a medical certificate from a medical practitioner. He must have a cell phone. And then we test these people for if they are claustrophobic. In other words, they need to be able to go into confined spaces, because almost 100% of our responses, firefighters need to have their breathing apparatus on. That is to give the necessary protection to these firefighters. Yes, and you must be brave to be a firefighter.
Okay, Chief, you talk about breathing apparatus. What other equipment does your station have available to fight fires?
Okay, currently Walvis Bay do not have high-rise apparatus that is now an aerial platform, and to which we used to enable firefighters to go up into high buildings and extricate people who are trapped in buildings. But on the other side, Walvis Bay does not have a lot of high-rise buildings. Yes. And then we have our major fire trucks. We have our medium pumpers. We have one off-road Unimog, a very old vehicle, but still very, very useful. We have a rescue vehicle that was donated by our government. Yes, and basically Walvis Bay, in terms of our equipment, I think we are very well equipped. I am also very proud to say that our team is a very potent team, and we come along and we work well. I must praise my guys. They are doing a fantastic job.
Yes. Chief, how does the removal of copper heads from the fire hydrants impact the work of the fire department?
Now, you know what happened is our fire hydrants are all made of the brass, and we all know that brass is an item that the scrap metal people, they buy it up and they obviously sell it to other countries. So what happens is people tend to break down these hydrant heads, and then they sell it for scrap metal. So that makes it very difficult, because firefighters are now responding to a fire, and then we find that in some cases you don't even find one
working
hydrant in that street, and that force firefighters to go around in the neighborhood and find to pick up the virus. So we have a problem with bystanders at scenes, and we find that some of these bystanders sometimes run to a fire and then they don't even have their masks on, and they make it very difficult for firefighters to perform their duties on scenes. Yes. It is very disappointing. I must say, I'm urging all bystanders and even people, they are not supposed to be there. But this is something that we will never get rid of. So at least people, please give and make way for firefighters to do their job. And please assist rather than being an obstacle to the firefighters.
Finally, Chief, your message to the owners of yards that have shacks in the back.
I must urge all our house owners to please refrain from putting up shacks in their backyards. Any shack is an illegal structure, so it is in the first place not supposed to be there. And then secondly, it is a very unhygienic situation for everyone. People can get sick, people don't have the facilities, so it is really not a good situation. We know that people are having problems with housing and so on, but I think there are many other ways to curb this problem.
In your tides and weather for today, low tide was seen this morning at 20 minutes past 5, with high tide again at 20 minutes to 12 this morning. Low tide expected again at 30 minutes past 5, and a high tide again at midnight tonight. Walvis Bay saw sunrise at 43 minutes past 7 this morning and is expecting sunset at 28 minutes past 6 tonight. A maximum of 28 degrees Celsius with a northerly wind prevailing for today. For tomorrow in Walvis Bay, a minimum of 17 degrees degrees Celsius with a maximum of 28 degrees Celsius. Swakopmund saw sunrise at 43 minutes past 7 this morning, and sunset is expected again at 29 minutes past 6 tonight. Maximum of 26 degrees with a north-northwesterly wind for today. A minimum of 17 degrees and a maximum of 26 degrees expected for tomorrow in Swakopmund. Henties Bay saw sunrise also at 43 minutes past 7 this morning, and expect sunrise at 31 minutes past 6 tonight. A northerly wind prevailing with a 27 degrees Celsius maximum in Henties Bay. A minimum of 16 degrees Celsius and a maximum of 27 degrees Celsius expected for tomorrow in Henties Bay. Aranda saw sunrise at 40 minutes past 7 and is expecting sunset at 27 minutes past 6 tonight. A maximum of 32 degrees Celsius with a northeasterly wind prevailing. For tomorrow, a minimum of 18 degrees Celsius and a maximum of 32 degrees Celsius in Arandas. Usako saw sunrise at 37 minutes past 7 tonight, and sunset is expected at 26 minutes past 6 tonight. A maximum of 29 degrees Celsius with an east-northeasterly wind prevailing. For tomorrow, a minimum temperature of 11 degrees Celsius and a maximum of 30 degrees Celsius. Karibab saw sunrise at 36 minutes past 7 and sunset is expected at 25 minutes past 6 tonight. A maximum of 27 degrees Celsius with a northeasterly wind prevailing. A minimum of 9 degrees Celsius and a maximum of 27 degrees Celsius for tomorrow in Karibab. Omaruru saw sunrise at 7:35 and is expecting sunset again at 25 minutes past 6. A maximum of 27 degrees Celsius with an east-northeasterly wind expected for today. For tomorrow, a minimum of 9 degrees Celsius and a maximum of 28 degrees Celsius. If you want to hear more about Grumpy and what's going on in the fishing waters, stay tuned. And a friend of Erongo, Grumpy Gromowski, is back. Now the fishermen are allowed to officially go fishing again. So Grumpy says that there were some great surfing swells and a lot of surfers bracing the waters to surf once again. He says that since Walvis Bay and Swakopmund local authorities were under different restrictions from the Henties Bay local authority, fishers were quite restricted, as those in the Walvis Bay and Swakopmund local authority areas could not travel to the Henties Bay local authority area, and vice versa. Henties Bay local authority couldn't travel to Swakopmund and Walvis Bay local authority areas. So since many fishers were restricted, he says that Mile 4 was quite a popular area, which tends to not be. So that they caught a lot of haljoen in the white water and landed anything from undersized fish right up to the good old botterkop, which is a slang name for a very big haljoen. Some blacktail and the odd pan-sized cob rounded off the catches of the day. He says that the water is getting quite rough, which is always the case during the winter months, and the conditions for the upcoming week look better for catching some decent steenbras and cob. Long Beach apparently also delivered some haljoen, but there are still some white mussels during the low tide in the area, but they're definitely a little bit deeper already. Grumpy notes that the roadblock between Swakopmund and Henties Bay, for those who are curious, is located between Mile 4 and Mile 11, so that's something to look out for. That sadly brings us to the end of another episode of Erongo Talk. Remember that you can check out our website, www.erongo.com.na. I'll repeat that, www.erongo.com.na. You can also get in contact via our Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram pages. And you can send us a WhatsApp, a video, anything you like, any news tips to 0811 7000 40. I'll repeat, 0811 7000 40. So remember to tune in again tomorrow at 12 o'clock, where Otis Daniels and I will meet you again. Until then, stay safe, sanitize your hands, wear your mask, keep your social distancing, please stay safe, please stay healthy. We'll see you tomorrow.